Janet, hi.
I really can express my gratitude. It's a real honor for me, and to be honored amongst Gene Kelly and Shirley Temple, it's just wonderful for me.
Janet Jackson, the youngest of the famed Jackson clan, penetrated the mainstream with her massively successful LP Control in 1986, which garnered her a string of top 10 pop and R&B hits. The album was so successful, having sold 4 million copies in the US alone, that it has largely dwarfed her first two albums, Janet Jackson and Dream Street. By May 1989, having broken her own glass ceiling with her third album and finished recording her fourth, Miss Jackson was gearing up to do the whole thing again, this time with influences ripped from the headlines and cable news chyrons. She also began shooting a short film featuring selections from the set directed by Dominic Sena. Although her label A&M wanted a Control 2, and she did re-collab with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis down at Flye Tyme Studios, Demita thankfully did not give it to them, and even barred A&M Brass from the studio. Now that's control.
I wanted to do something about our world, something that has concerned me for a very, very long time. I worked so hard on this project, and just to know that it wasn't for nothing. It reached at least one person's life. That makes me feel so good.
John McClain executive produced the set, with James, Terry, and/or Janet co-writing and producing on all but one of the album's 12 full-length tracks, Black Cat, a rock song written and produced by Janet, with co-production from Jelly Bean Johnson of Time and Flye Tyme. Love Will Never Do Without You was intended to be a duet with Prince, but after hearing Janet's vocals on the first verse, Jimmy and Jam deaded the notion. It has also been said Prince was reluctant to duet a song he didn't write. The concept of the album originated from conversations with James and Terry. Janet wanted to create her own nation with a positive message that everyone would be free to join. 1814 was the year the Star-Spangled Banner, the U.S. national anthem touting freedom, was written by a man who quite literally owned slaves.
This is going to be a history-making video to document the recording of the Rhythm Nation LP. Okay, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Just stop it. First verse.
You got the back up?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that you are older and you begin to see.
And
What is the name?
energy or something, attitude or something.
All right, let's just try it again.
Here we go.
What are you laughing about?
Nothing. You're fine. Doing fine.
No, what? Tell me what's wrong, Jimmy. You
Nothing.
guys are sitting there laughing, and I'm trying to get this right.
But you're doing fine. Don't be paying no attention to us.
I can't help it. Take.
You gotta tell me something, because it's like I keep singing this over and over, and
But
you're
there's
not
no
telling
energy.
me what I need.
Energy. You know how to sing. Put the thing on it. Nah, man. Renee,
But
cool that up.
you want me to cut it? Okay.
You know what I'm talking about. I mean, just some.
I've been singing it all night, and you keep saying, There's nothing. I'm sick of
There's
that.
no energy. You can hear the way it sounds. Ain't no energy on the song. It's got to have some energy happening. You're the singer. All you got to do is sing. We're trying to make a record. We're trying to follow big album.
No, I don't need this. I mean, you guys' attitude. I mean, this has just gone too far. I'm going home. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm sick. No, Brittany, I'm sick of this.
In August, A&M issued the album's lead single. The single debuted on the Hot 100 at number 42. In just 3 weeks, it was already inching for the top 10. On September 14th, Janet held a press conference where she announced both the album and short film. 2 days later, the short film world premiered on MTV and chronicled two hopeful musicians misguided by drugs. On September 18th, A&M released Rhythm Nation in the UK, and the following day, the album was released in the States, with artwork shot by Constance Hansen and Russell Peacock of Guzman in Los Angeles, depicting a stone-faced Demeter adorned in an all-black military-style outfit with her curly mane in a ponytail under a baseball cap. It took 5 hours of hair and makeup to complete the look, and the husband and wife photography duo remarked the shot felt voyeuristic, as Janet needed very little direction. Dennis Hunt's review in that week's LA Times read, "If you were looking for more great dance music from Janet Jackson, a Control 2 perhaps, you may be disappointed by this transition album." While clinging to her dance music roots, Jackson has decided to branch out in other directions. With 1986's Control, a commercial blockbuster, she established herself as the queen of the young dance music divas, paving the way for the likes of Pebbles, Paula Abdul, and Samantha Fox. But she is now stepping beyond that bunch. Her goal, apparently, is to be another Madonna, the kind of dance music queen who can also sing ballads and pop tunes. The album, which she largely co-wrote, runs the gamut, from social commentary to lusty, sensual tunes, from dance music to songs laced with jazz and Brazilian textures. Vocally, Jackson exposes herself more, not hiding behind technological wizardry as much as she did on Control. Her voice, however, remains somewhat thin and wispy. For what she's trying to do, she needs more vocal power. What's lost for the dance fans is crispness and punch. The dance tracks on the new album are generally busier and more subdued than they should be. What she hopes to gain is artistic credibility. Working again with the producing composing team of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Jackson has made an intriguing album. It's certainly more complex, challenging, and thoughtful than Control. The move to social commentary, however, is a rocky one. State of the World and Living in a World They Didn't Make aren't interesting enough musically to carry the messages, though the dance rhythms better support the lyrics on the title song and the knowledge. The highlights are the bouncy Escapade and Someday Is Tonight, a long, steamy tale of romantic surrender backed by a memorable muted Herb Alpert trumpet solo that recalls Miles Davis's sultry 50s sound. More than any other number on this ambitious, if uneven album, Someday Is Tonight is a signal that the young woman who seemed doomed to always be known as Michael's little sister has grown up. John Perales of the New York Times wrote, "Janet Jackson's older brother Michael staked out the world as his pop territory when his Thriller created a new order of magnitude for a best-selling recording. She's got a taste of mass pop success with her 1986 album Control, which sold 5 million copies in the United States. Its sequel, Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation 1814, unabashedly aims for the commercial stratosphere. As a thoroughly calculated, painstakingly wrought, and well-financed top 10 contender, Rhythm Nation isn't just a brilliant oral confection. With its transparent ambitions, it's also a primer on the making of a late 1980s blockbuster. Pop album sales depend, naturally, on well-made music, lyrics, and production. To reach an audience in the millions also calls for something more, a series of hit singles combined with intensive marketing, often connected to a performer's charisma and established audience that makes the album larger than life and imbues it with a sense of inevitable momentum. Buying the album can mean endorsing an attitude, as with Pink Floyd's gloomy Dark Side of the Moon or Guns N' Roses' hell-raising Appetite for Destruction. The album becomes a cause without a rebellion. On Control, Miss Jackson constructed a best-selling attitude and image. She was an independent woman, in full control, and not to be trifled with, no longer the typical, submissive, endlessly willing pop female. Actually, the latter part of Control returns to cooing pop romance, but its no-nonsense opening songs, which became hit singles, define the album's stance. Unlike Michael Jackson, Miss Jackson can't count on a loyal following after just one multi-million seller, especially since Jodie Watley, Paula Abdul, and Nina Cherry picked up Control's mindset for their own albums. So the strategy for Rhythm Nation depends primarily on the hit singles, along with attempts to synthesize significance. Rhythm Nation is what record business people call a multi-format album, with songs geared for every radio niche its makers could bear, everything but country, oldies, and all talk stations. There are Prince-like dance tunes, Miss You Much, Escapade, State of the World, recalling the hits from Control, geared for top 40 radio stations. The album also has a guitar-driven rock song, Black Cat, glistening ballads, Lonely, Come Back to Me, and the ultra-breathy Someday Is Tonight for Quiet Storm, Black Easy Listening stations, and another, Come Back to Me, for adult contemporary, soft rock outlets. As for attitude, this time Miss Jackson has chosen a popular late 1980s gambit, earnest social concern. Rhythm Nation opens with what it calls a pledge. We are a nation with no geographic boundaries, bound together through our beliefs, pushing through a world rid of color lines, which conveniently unites Miss Jackson's opposition to racism with an image of a mass audience. Along with the album, Miss Jackson has released a 30-minute video that juxtaposes her dance routines with grim urban imagery and a plotline about drugs versus dreams. It's like a sequel to Michael Jackson's Bad video. The album's first 3 songs, and one by the co-producers alone, cite social problems, racism in Rhythm Nation, homelessness in State of the World, both written by Miss Jackson with her co-producers, James Harris III and Terry Lewis, drugs and illiteracy in the knowledge while trying to stay optimistic. From there, with one detour for a song about children called Living in a World They Didn't Make, Miss Jackson returns to pop love songs, as she did on Control. Over the last 3 years, Miss Jackson may have begun worrying about social problems, and perhaps she decided to use her popularity as a pulpit. Her motives may be sincere, the results are unconvincing. But regardless of the subject matter, the sound of Rhythm Nation has to do with escape. Most of the music was made on synthesizers and samples, and there's no attempt to disguise the artificial timbres of drums, tape loops, and sampled guitars. The tone of the music is airless, sealing out in precision and reveling in crisp, machine-generated rhythms. Miss Jackson's piping voice, layered upon itself in punchy unisons or lavish harmonies, never cracks or falters. Television sound bites show up in State of the World and Living in a World to suggest gritty realism, but like television, they keep reality at an electronic distance, and the rest of the music is a world apart. If catchiness is all it takes, Miss Jackson will have her hit singles. Miss You Much, modeled on Prince's Kiss, and her own Nasty, is sparse and punchy. Escapade, the follow-up to her When I Think of You, has snappy verses and a rich, bell-toned chorus arrangement. Come Back to Me, which recalls the production by Mr. Harris and Mr. Lewis for the Human League's Only Human, caresses the ear with overdubbed voices. Black Cat, the rocker, unleashes a guitar riff somewhere between the Robert Palmer hit Simply Irresistible and Deep Purple's Smoke on the Water. State of the World, despite its platitudinous message, has stark edges and angles, and Rhythm Nation itself is the album's most experimental effort. It makes a synthesizer melody that recalls Laurie Anderson's Japanese inflected songs with a rhythm arrangement out of a George Clinton's Parliament Funkadelic. The pleasures of Rhythm Nation come from technique, the sudden sputters of drum machine triplets, the richness of electronic sounds meshed with vocals. Yet, the album lacks the modest daring of Control. Instead of shoving aside other dance pop stances as she did in 1986, Miss Jackson's new attitude is a safe one. Intentionally or not, her message is that after taking note of messy realities, you can retreat to the dream world of romance. If Miss Jackson and her co-producers have calculated right, millions of people will agree with them. Q Magazine's review read, "It's almost 4 years since Janet Jackson's last album, Control, the remixes hardly counts, and nearly 12 months since she began recording this with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, during which time all sorts of rumors surfaced about the difficulties involved with making this record. And a few of them might have even been true, as too often the producers and performers are pulling in opposite directions." The Rolling Stones review read, "Janet Jackson's last album opened with a declaration of independence. 3 years later, her follow-up cast a wider net, moving from personal freedom to more universal concerns, injustice, illiteracy, crime, drugs, without missing a beat. Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation, a title that puts ego before social conscience, begins with the distant sound of a tolling bell, a muffled memory of a dream deferred, perhaps Let Freedom Ring, or the still faint promise of better things to come, ringing in the new. The bell is a warning. The album sounds a series of alarms and calls for actions, and apparently a signal that school is in session, because when Jackson speaks, she's reciting a pledge. Echoed and supported by male voices, presumably those of her co-producers, co-writers, and able co-conspirators, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Jackson addresses her constituency the way a politician might, abandoning the narrow I for the universal we and inviting us to do the same. Dancers of the world unite. The community Jackson, Jam, and Lewis imagine and encourage here is an activist extension of George Clinton's One Nation under Groove. The Rhythm Nation is a multicultural, multinational network looking for a better way of life, on and off the dance floor. Come forth with me, Jackson urges over a deeply textured, agitated track whose syncopated yelps recall the sampled James Brown squeals of raw bass in DJ Easy Rock's It Takes Two. Though a revolution might make for a terrific video, Jackson isn't suggesting a revolt of the masses, only a kind of compassionate, dedicated people power. Sure, these are protest songs for the upwardly mobile, balancing despair with optimism, anger with hope, in the currently fashionable formula, but they're realistic enough to acknowledge the hard work that goes into change. No struggle, no progress. The album's first 3 songs touch lightly on drugs, hunger, and homelessness, but zero in on illiteracy and self-help. The messages Jackson is putting across are radical only in their simplicity and directness. Another more pointedly emotional song, Living in a World They Didn't Make, sees many of these same issues through the eyes of a child, paying for a lot of adult mistakes, and repeats Marvin Gaye's cries to save the babies. After the knowledge, Jackson snaps, "Get the point? Good, let's dance," and breaks into the album's kickoff single, Miss You Much, an angular, clipped number in the familiar Jam Lewis mold. But the Rhythm Nation is no doubt already on its feet. Over the course of the album, the team's formula is invigorated and refreshed. If the crunchy, upbeat message tunes combine style and substance for the strongest impact, nothing sounds slight and everything clicks. The trio of ballads that closes the album complements the opening threesome as a suite that builds from loneliness to love. Rhythm Nation ends with Someday Is Tonight, which fulfills the promise of Control's Let's Wait a While, and leaves Jackson sighing ecstatically in a jazz-inflected wash of sound. It's an old turnaround, but bracketing the record between politics and erotics places Jackson firmly in control of the 2 hottest topics in the nation, rhythmic or otherwise. Robert Christgau's review in the Village Voice read, "She's still Janet Jam Lewis to me. Quincy Jones's natural bodily rhythms are nothing like Thriller's, but every Flye Tyme production has showed off these angular beats. Not so smashingly is all, if the P-Funk pretensions of Nation are a little much from somebody whose knowledge of the world is based on the 6 o'clock news. The rhythm is real, and I give her credit for it. Her voice is as unequal to her vaguely admonitory politics as it was to her declaration of sexual availability, but the music is the message. Never before have Jam and Lewis made such a hard-rocking album. Best slow stuff, the murmured moans and irregular breathing of the sexually available Someday Is Tonight. The Boston Globe's review read in part, dance record with a ruthlessly frank social conscience that addresses drugs, homelessness, illiteracy, and teen runaways. She's reached far beyond dance music's fluffy image to unite even serious rockers and rappers who usually look the other way. The San Francisco Chronicle remarked she'd added a little socio-political substance on an album that saw her bouncing between the two extremes of romance and generalized, politically correct topicality. So, the album was largely well received, with most criticism going towards the socio-political aspects of the record. The album would not make its debut on the Hot 200 for nearly 2 months. Miss You Much was still enjoying great success as it climbed from number 15 in the middle of September to number 1 the first week of October. It stayed there for 3 weeks. The album debuted on the Hot 200 at number 28, leaping chart positions in 1 week. October also saw the release of the set's second single, the titular track, Rhythm Nation. The single debuted on the Hot 100 at number 49 in November. The same week, the album entered its second week at number 1 on the Hot 200. In 6 weeks' time, it was in the top 10. November also saw Janet and the Kids, her dancers, going on a promotional tour of Europe. She appeared on Top of the Pops, Zachary Saray, ZDF, TV Pulse, Rockapop, Peter's Pop Show, and the Diamond Awards. Whew. Rhythm Nation was certified double platinum for 2 million units sold in the States, as well as Janet gracing the cover of Jet magazine. December saw Janet and Renee going on a date at Le Dome restaurant, and of course, Paps got some shots. By the new year, Rhythm Nation, the single, was the number 2 song in the US. January saw the release of the third single, Escapade. Billboard magazine's review read, third release from Miss Jackson's Rhythm Nation 1814 has Prince's Take Me With You written all over it. Minneapolis pop at its best. The single debuted on the Hot 100 at number 37. In just a month's time, it was the number 3 song in the country. The video was shot on the backlot of the Universal under the direction of Peter Smile and was a full-on choreographed affair. She also began rehearsing for her first tour. While rehearsing, Arsenio Hall, who was recording his show in another studio, persuaded her to do the Miss You Much chair routine for his audience.
Come on, come on. Tucky. Yes, boy. I hope you don't mind, but I got like 300, 400 people over there who told me to do this. Say hello to them. Say hello back. Give it a bump. Can we sit on the top for a minute? These famous chairs that you were supposed to teach me how to use and take on the road? Okay, you're so incredible on stage. Michael has the same quality. Incredible on stage, and off stage, so shy.
God, I don't know what you want me to say. I don't.
What did she say? What did she say? Oh, she's not really this shy?
No, I honestly, I'm not shy. When I first get to know people, I'm sort of quiet, but after you get to know me, it's like, shut up, Jan.
Who's the shyest, you or Michael?
Mike. Yeah, Mike's really shy.
Good, because...
Most of the time is shy. Except for, yes.
Let's talk about Rhythm Nation, the project. Where did that concept come from?
Well, it was an idea that I had while I was actually in the video making the album. And it's a socially conscious album, and I felt at this time, this age, that we needed to do something like that for our audience.
Everybody coming together. They're screaming. I can hear them through the walls screaming next door. Scream for Janet.
videos that I've seen from this album are in black and white. Why?
I thought about doing it in color. The record company, they begged me to do it in color, but I didn't want to. I wanted it to be in black and white. For one, it's very dramatic, and for the main reason was all of us being in the video, we're all different shades of gray. There's no this color or that race or this way. We're all different shades of gray, and that's what was really important to me.
That's very interesting. Yeah, because I guess we are kind of closer together when you see it in black and white, you know, as a people. Have you heard about the nominations for the American Music Awards and the Grammys?
Yeah, I have.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's 3 for AMAs. It's 3 for AMAs and 5 for the Grammys. 5 nominations we got. It's really nice to be nominated and all, but I was nominated for 9 a few years ago, and I want to, but to be honest with you, the real award for me is the kids going out and buying the album and loving it and really enjoying it. That's my
You know, you don't have on your Rhythm Nation hat.
No, I normally don't wear my Rhythm Nation stuff. Oh, you know what?
What?
I heard that you were really upset because I gave stuff to Michael and the rest of the band, so I was going to give you my Rhythm Nation tour jacket.
Wait, that's for me?
It's, if you want it, it's mine, but I was going to give it to you.
You mean, wait, this'll smell like your perfume? She said, I hope so. Hope it don't smell like that brute Chucky Booker wear. Yeah.
This is for me to me. From me to you.
Thank you very much. That's very kind. I got a Rhythm Nation jacket. That's great. Well, I guess probably ask you to do something. I came over and I interrupted you. Would you maybe pick up where you left off?
Yeah, we were just doing the chorus. That's about it.
I'll tell you what. Here's something interesting. How about showing me a little bit of the cheer stuff that you promised me you'd teach me and take me on the road?
No, then I could teach you. Why don't you do it with the guys? How's that?
Okay, show it to me first.
Oh, that's wrong. Okay.
Show it to me first. Okay, wait. Now I want you to do a monologue. I mean, but I'm game. Show it to me first. Can I stand back here with Chucky? Okay. Hey, Janet. I just saw you doing things. Who choreographed this?
Anthony did a piece of it myself for a big show, and the Will Smith, as far as the film that we did, the film short. Yeah. So it was all of us together.
That's great.
This actual chair routine Terry Bixler did.
Hi, Terry. The Bigs? Is that him? Okay. Wait. I'm from Cleveland. One more time. Just do one more time. I'm from Cleveland, Janet. You from Indiana. Come on. One more time. Just one more time. One more time, Janet, please. Please. One more time, please. Oh, it's my turn. I could never do that. But that's good stuff, man. That's very good stuff. So the tour starts in Miami.
9 months. We're going all over the world. It'll be fun. Our first tour, we're real excited.
That's great. I'm happy for you. And thanks for letting me come over here and not having those guys at the door beat me up.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming by.
Now, we got a great show, so we got to tell everybody in America what's going to happen after this. Maybe. Chucky, can I count it off? Okay, what? I just say 1, 2, 3. And you all can do whatever you do.
She attended the American Music Awards that month, where she was nominated for Favorite Dance Artist, Favorite Soul R&B Single, and Favorite Dance Single for Miss You Much. She won the latter 2 awards and performed escapade. By February, Rhythm Nation was triple platinum. After winning Best Music Video long form at the Grammys, Janet was ready to hit the road. So much so that she announced a February 27th Pensacola date only a day prior. Tickets sold out within 3 hours. She also filmed the music video for Alright under the direction of Julian Temple, which saw cameos from Cab Calloway, Sid Charisse, and Heavy D, who also appeared on the remix, the first instance of a major pop act collabing with the rapper on a remix. That month, she appeared on the cover of Ebony with text that read, "A new love, a new nation, and a new black pride." Her write-up read, in part, "The golden glow of an early morning sun caresses the beautiful face of singer, dancer, actress Janet Demita Jackson as she arrives on a location near Paris's 100-year-old Eiffel Tower to shoot a video scene for Come Back to Me, a song she co-composed about a lover trying to recapture the rapture of a romance that blossomed and faded away a long time ago." Just as she walked toward the set to begin filming, she was handed a bulletin cable to her in care of Richard Frankel, head of art direction and design for Los Angeles-based A&M Records. Your Rhythm Nation has sold 2 million copies in less than 5 weeks and has gone platinum. The sales message had a special meaning for the 23-year-old, 9th-born member of the famous, multi-talented Jacksons, because some critics had chastised her for wearing black, producing the Rhythm Nation video in black and white, and using the album to espouse her racial views. There were even some skeptics at her record company who believed that the album and video wouldn't have crossover appeal to whites. But the decision makers at A&M Records not only recognized the vision of Jackson's new nation, but supported her idea of doing a 30-minute film on it. The Rhythm Nation video is the most far-reaching single project the company said it has ever attempted. One critic said that Rhythm Nation is dark, she says. The album, the cover, the video, everything. But I think he might be missing the message we're trying to convey. First of all, there was a reason the video was shot in black and white and not in color. There are so many races in that video, from black to white. Black and white photography shows all those shades, and that's why we used it. Wearing black shows that for once I can represent something positive and not negative. She emphasizes and offers harsh words for those who equate evil with anything black, like referring to the day the stock market crashed as Black Monday. Her mood shifts towards anger as she sounds off. "I'm just tired of all that. I really am." She was especially miffed over the comments of a black critic who called her black attire drab and said he didn't like the video in black and white. "He's been brainwashed because he can't see what I'm trying to show, and that hurts me so bad. I would hope that everyone will understand for once that black represents something good. That's why we were all dressed in black. We're united to do something good, not coming out in white uniforms to save the day with the white horse mentality. Black is so beautiful to me." A lady came up to me and asked, "Why do you always wear so much black? Is it because it's slimming?" I got so mad. Of course I know that my weight fluctuates. We all know this. I told her if I were skinny, I would still wear black. I would wear it even if the fashion experts say the color black is out. "How could the color black be out?" she asked. I feel like the positive messages that we're trying to bring in about black are pushed out. I believe there are people out there who are listening to the album and considering some of the social problems I'm trying to address: bigotry, illiteracy, drugs, violence, the homeless. Even if only one person out of all those who listen to the album makes a change, that's an accomplishment. She also graced the cover of the February issue of Rolling Stone. March saw Escapade going #1 and Janet starting her tour at the Miami Arena in Miami, Florida.
Well, we're here outside the Miami Arena, home of the Miami Heat. But the heat tonight inside is going to be provided by Janet Jackson, who's here to kick off her Rhythm Nation World Tour. You know, Janet sold 5 million copies of her last album, Control, without ever setting foot on stage. So you can imagine how the excitement is built for her first ever concert tour.
When I was 17, I did what people told me. I did what
If Janet Jackson has taken control of anything, it's ticket buyers across America. Her tour is the hottest show of the year so far, having sold out virtually everywhere it's gone on sale. So why did she wait so long to finally go on the road?
To get what I want. A lot of people said, oh, she must be scared or this and that, and it wasn't that at all. I just wanted to wait till we had more songs under our belt before going out and to give a full show, a complete show.
It's no surprise that the show features lots of serious dancing, and you may recognize some of the moves by Janet and her 6 dancers, but not all of them.
We've changed some things. We've kept most of it. I mean, some of the things I did back then were dances that were out at that time. So to do those same dances, it's like going back in time. It's like, God, she's late. That's just so old. So some of those I can't do because I think they'll probably laugh at me.
She voices her opinion all the time of, things that what she wants to do, which makes it easier on all of us. If we know the idea that she wants, we're able to make it come alive a little bit easier that way.
Of course, now that she is on the road, some people will be tempted to compare Janet's show to that of another Jackson, especially since she's brought much of the same staff from Michael's last tour out on the road with her.
They are definitely 2 different artists. They are very much the same in that they are both very knowledgeable and exact artists, in that they have an idea of what they would like to present to their audience. They're very sure of what that idea is, and they work towards that end.
And the only reason why they're going to compare is because we're brother and sister, and we both dance, and we both, our music is the same. It's dance music.
But Janet's music is no longer only about dancing. In Rhythm Nation, the album and tour, there's a more serious message.
I know this album won't change the world, but it has had effect on certain lives out there. And to be exact how many, I don't know, but I hope that it will continue to for years and years and years to come.
She's trying to say that all people are equal and that nobody's different.
Yeah, it's like, hey, love your brother. Unity, peace to the world.
That's right, Mom.
Peace and chicken grease, you know what I'm saying?
Well, at least 15,000 people in Miami are now converts to the Rhythm Nation. From the looks of things tonight, Janet Jackson could not have picked a better place to start a world tour that's going to keep her on the road for 6 months, and you can bet we'll be with her most of the way.
She also graced the cover of Essence magazine. On the 4th, A&M issued the 4th single from the set, All Right. That day, Janet also performed at the Charlotte Coliseum in Columbia and continued doing stops on her tour, even missing the Soul Train Awards, where she won 3 on the 14th. The following 2 days, she performed at Madison Square Garden, with the final day being in benefit for the UNCF. April saw All Right debuting on the Hot 100 at number 45. The shooting of the Black Cat video live during her April 5th Met Center performance in Minneapolis.
That I had seen that I really liked, and not knowing who the director was. Well, I've been out here on the road, they start sending me tapes, and there was a tape that they gave me, and they said, well, you think you really like this guy? And I said, these are the videos that I really like that I've seen, and it just so happened that Wayne had done most of the videos.
Like going, this is a rocker. It's not just the dance-oriented that she is known for. And I said, well, I like the song, and then I started listening to it, and I really like the song. And then I found out she wrote it, and she wrote all of it. And if you listen to the song, it's got this great guitar lick. I go, she didn't write that. Yeah, she wrote that. I go, all right, I'm there. The first time I saw her, she'd only performed live, I think, 3 times. And I've seen everybody perform, and I've filmed, the best. Like this, she's happening.
A lot of people say this is their favorite song off the album, and every city that we've gone to, the response has been incredible. It hasn't been a single yet, so It's been really great. They seem to really enjoy the song.
More tour stops, as well as the unveiling of her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
My Rhythm Nation tour has been such a wonderful experience. So many sincere fans across the country have responded to our message of hope and hard work, and it's been very fulfilling. We are in a race between education and catastrophe, and organizations like Cities and Schools and the 100 Longwood students which are here joining us today will make the difference.
By late May, All Right was in the top 10. MTV aired its Janet installment of Rockumentary.
United through dance and music, dealing with a lot of the social problems we have. I feel that there's one thing that we all have in common, and that's music. I know a song can't change the world, but if our music could inspire some of the people and make them want to join hands and begin to deal with a lot of the social problems we have, then hopefully we could make some sort of progress. And that's pretty much what it's all about. With Control, that was about my world, things that happened in my life, and I wanted to do something about our world. And a lot of other people wanted me to do other, like a Control 2. I didn't want to do that. I felt that that's what the public would be expecting from me, and that's not something I wanted to. I wanted to do something a little different, something that has concerned me for a very, very long time. And that's basically what's going on in the world today, and the kids mainly, because the children are our future. I guess after watching my brother Michael work the way he does, now I consider him a workaholic, and I don't think I'm anywhere near him as far as the way he works, but a lot of people do consider me a workaholic, so maybe I am, but I don't realize it.
For the recording of the Rhythm Nation album, Janet returned to Minneapolis and reunited with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. The team that created Control was back in business.
Oh, well, Janet has the ability to take, I'd say, anybody who she works with and bring across whatever contribution they give, make it a bigger contribution than anybody else. And it's hard to define exactly what that is, but that's what she brings to the table, is this ability to just make things bigger than they normally would be, to make the videos bigger, to make the records bigger, and now to make the live performance bigger. She's taken it to a new realm, I think.
Janet's next big challenge was her first ever tour, a lavish production featuring a high-tech set and 17 singers, musicians, and dancers. As always, every aspect of the show was under Janet's control.
I don't think the public really realizes how difficult, what all that goes into putting a show together. It's a lot of work, a lot goes into it. Let's go!
For the Rhythm Nation tour and film short, Janet assembled a new troupe of dancers and co-choreographers and introduced them to her own approach to dance.
The other really big thing is the escapade. We've added 4 more bars onto that. So hopefully that'll be enough time for you guys. And do you think you guys will be able to make it out by the 3rd?
It's great to see her at work because you see her learning the choreography, but then she gains everything all at one time. And you're like, wow. Because a lot of times we as dancers, we're like, what are the counts on this? Is it 5, 6, 7, 8, or is it, you know, what have you? She doesn't want to know the counts at all. No, she just gets that rhythm going, and she's there.
1, 5, 5, 4, 5, 4. Right. 5, 4, 5, 4, 3.
Keep spinning on
5,
3, 4.
4, 3. It's this 3.
Oops.
Whoa, that'll count.
Throughout the tour, the message of Rhythm Nation has been highly profiled through the concert merchandising and through benefit performances for organizations like the United Negro College Fund. Janet broke new ground in bringing a pro-social message to dance music audiences.
I know people who are into dance music love to listen to lyrics. But it seems like most of the dance music that's been out, it hasn't been anything like this, and that's why I wanted to do something different. And instead of the kids just going from party to party, jumping around, give them something to listen to, something to think about what's going on in the world. It's not just black people, it's black people, white people, Hispanics, it's everywhere. Illiteracy and bigotry, it's everywhere.
We are in a race between education and catastrophe.
And to see somebody like Janet Jackson, who really doesn't have to deal with topics that she doesn't want to, she could have made another record just saying about, she said, hey, I want to do this. That makes me feel good.
Some people are going to look at it like, okay, some people are really going to get into it and listen, you know. So if you're putting out a message record, it's always going to do some good.
If Janet, through her music, through her messages of hope and peace, can touch 3 people, 2 people, it's good she did the album. Somebody out there is listening.
The All Right video reunited Janet with director Julian Temple and featured showbiz legends like Sid Charisse, Cab Calloway, and the Nicholas Brothers.
She's a true artist, and I think she can work with anybody. Yeah, but I want to see it with us. Right.
Combining the old with the new, Janet has recently ventured into the field of rap music with some offerings from fans like Heavy D. And into the world of hard rock with the recording of Black Cat, a grinding track 100% her own creation.
I wrote it all myself, produced it on my own. The first song that I did that way, I wrote 7 songs on the album, along with Jimmy and Terry, but this is the song that I did all on my own. I'm proud of it.
I think we should put that drum back in.
All right, we'll put that, we have that on the master, we'll put that in for the mix.
Yeah, because I think it'd be nice to have it back now.
Okay.
And that's probably one of my favorite tracks because it's got some, it's like Janet goes metal. There's some really heavy guitar in it and stuff, and it sounds real cool. I dig that one.
A lot of people say this is their favorite song off the album, and every city that we've gone to, the response has been incredible.
Whether or not she becomes a full-fledged headbanger, one thing seems clear. At 23, a cat named Janet Jackson has only begun to live.
May, of course, saw more tour stops, as well as some in Japan. The album was certified quadruple platinum. Her May 17th Tokyo Dome date sold out in a record-breaking 7 minutes. Jesus. The next date at the Dome was aired on Japanese television. She took a break between legs before beginning the second U.S. leg, the Summer Escapade in June, which is also the month All Right reached its peak in the Hot 100. Just like clockwork, as that single descended from the upper echelon of the charts, A&M issued the next commercial offering, Come Back to Me, in the 2 months that it took the single to climb from number 93 in June to 2 in August. Janet continued doing stops on the second U.S. leg.
Just the whole album, there's so many positive messages in there. And you know what I really love is when you go to the concert and you see the people come out and the people with their banners and everything. And I mean, you've got to feel this because I feel it's like, yeah, they got it.
Yeah,
you know, they understand it.
You know what? What really touched me the most, we played in Birmingham, Alabama, not that long ago. And during the Knowledge from the Prejudice, and everyone was saying no, and they were lifting their fists, raising their hands, and and I felt like crying at that point, thinking about all that happened in the past there. And in prayer, just before the show, we talked about it, you know, about Martin Luther King in Birmingham, Alabama, and all the things that went on. And it just felt so good. It really did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the night I saw you in Orlando, and you guys invited me into the prayer circle, was one of the most special moments in my life. I have to tell you that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it really was, because, you know, obviously you're getting into a circle. I said, well, let me get out of your way. No, join us, you know?
Yeah.
And, but you talked about the messages.
Message.
Yeah, the message, you know, thank you, Lord, for helping us to bring this message of a rhythm nation against
to so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do that every night, every show night. It's really important to me because so many people, so many parents have come to me and said, God, you're a role model, and my kids love you, and I felt that it was very important for me to do something positive with that. And that's why I did Rhythm Nation, even though a long time ago I wanted to do something like Rhythm Nation, but I needed to wait for the right time. The timing was really important, and that's why I decided to do it after Control.
You know, the album reminds me a lot of what's going on, and I've heard other people say the same thing, and I hope you accept that as the compliment that it's meant to be.
Thank you very much. He was incredible. He's a genius. He really was.
But he really captured the times, and I felt like in listening to Rhythm Nation, there's so many messages on there that really captured the times in such a positive way, too. And I know I can't keep you all day, because you're just in town for, you got a concert here tonight in Washington.
Actually, I have to go to sound check right now. As a matter of fact, I think it's about time. But if you want to come with me, you can.
You serious? I would
no,
love to.
I mean, really?
Hey, I would love to.
Okay.
Can we take everyone? Can we take the whole show? We can take the audience?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Thank you. How early do you get to the venue before the concert?
On the first show night, we normally get there around 3:30, 4 o'clock, because we have a sound check at 5. But normally when we do 2 shows in the same city, more than one show in the same city, we'll get there around 4:30.
Okay, because everything is set up. You don't have to reset.
We don't have to reset, or you might not want a sound check, or you might want one. So everything's more relaxed, a lot more relaxed.
When would you not want a sound check?
When?
Yeah, why wouldn't you want us? I don't understand exactly why you do sound checks.
No, so they can get the levels.
But they have to have you here for that, right?
Yeah, as well as the band. I mean, they have to get the levels of each and every instrument, as well as the vocals.
Yeah. Wow.
So I have to go out there and sing how many ever songs they need me to sing in order to get the levels right on the voices, on the vocals. And normally I just do a sound check on the first show night.
But, so many people think that this is so easy. They come to see someone like you perform. Oh, God, I'd love to have that job. Show up about 9:30, hit the stage at 10:15, go home at 11:30.
But you know, the thing is, a lot of people think you don't get there till like a half hour before or an hour before the show starts. And that's when you start preparing for the show. But no, we're here really early.
And you will be here right on through tonight. Wow. Doesn't that drive you crazy? I mean, what do you do when you're back here waiting for the show?
The entire time, actually, with makeup and hair and stretching and doing my vocal exercises. And then by that time, normally I was doing a meet and greet in the first leg of the tour, and cities that I haven't been to, I still do them. And I'll have to meet maybe 50 or 20 people from the record company, as well as people from DC and a lot of kids and the organization that I'm working with, cities and schools.
Yeah.
And by that time, Chucky's finished, and it's like 15 minutes before we go on. So.
Do you ever go out and see Chucky Booker's performance?
Yeah, it was so funny because in the beginning I really didn't have the time, and we were so caught up in rehearsals that I never saw one of his rehearsals.
Really?
We were so busy, yeah. And finally I got a chance to see it, and I had the best time. I was on the side. I was screaming and acting silly. And I just watched it not that long ago, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He's fantastic. He's really talented.
Chucky, he's very talented, and he's such a
a sweet person. He really is. He's a beautiful person. I've known him for a good while, but this is our first time ever working together.
Oh, really? How did that relationship come about, you and Chucky?
Us doing this project.
Yeah, yeah.
I invited Chucky to the premiere party for Rhythm Nation that we had at home in LA, and at the party I asked him would he like to be the musical director on the tour. And Chucky, he's looking around, and he said, "Are you talking to me?" I said, "Yes, I'm talking to you, Chucky." He goes, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But you know, think about it. You don't have to give me an answer right now." And he said, "Yeah, sure, I'd love to." So that's how it happened.
So how did you what brought his talents to your attention?
Chucky he's incredible. He's an incredible musician, writer, producer, and...
But you knew him from record, or you knew him from concerts you've seen him perform at?
No,
or
I had never seen Chucky perform before. Like I said, God, I don't know how old I was when I first met Chucky. I was a teenager, though. God, I sound so old.
Right.
I feel it. But yeah, I was 14, 15, I suppose, around that age, and I was familiar with his work, and I actually met him at a recording studio.
Oh.
Yeah, and I thought he was a really, really nice guy.
Well, I'll tell you, they play so well behind you. You know,
they're great.
They are. I thought it was one of the best bands I've ever heard behind an act.
Yeah, we auditioned a lot of guys, which the majority of the guys playing with us are with Chucky's band, and there are two that aren't. Yeah.
You know what I enjoy about not just the band, but well, you two and the dancers, is the attitude. Y'all give up some serious attitude on stage. Oh yeah.
The reclusive Janet Jackson at the Omni, about 2/3 into a very successful American tour. Behind Janet as her musical director, 23-year-old Chucky Booker, with hits of his own before he backs up Janet. Chucky told us backstage in an exclusive interview.
She's very nice. I mean, she's calm, she's quiet, she's very direct, and she's been like that from day one.
Just before the show, Janet's reported boyfriend walked up into the cheap seats and gave big fans like Dawn Smith and her mother seats in the first 2 rows.
Well, I was surprised and I feel good.
Oh, that's right. I'm on my own, and I call my own shots. Thank you.
Miss Jackson still has more reportedly sold-out shows to come at the Omni on Election Day, already having won the Rhythm Nation vote. From the Omni, Patrick Crosby, Channel 2 Action News.
I want to be the one who can... take you by the hand and need to understand. It's what I've got, 'cause I take a chance. I don't want to move the world, just want to run the life. So make your life a little easier, and you get a chance to take it. You know it, know I've got a lot to sing it.
Due to a prolonged illness, the remaining September dates in Toronto, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland were canceled. The summer escapade was over, honey, but soon she was touring Europe.
How are you finding life on the road at the moment?
It's actually it's been a lot of fun though. It's been grueling and it's very hard work, but I think it's very important to keep the right people around you, and I try to make it as fun as possible for the crew and everyone. So, and we get along very well. So it's been very fun. A lot of people have told me this is the most fun that they've ever had on any of the tours they've been on.
Did Michael give you any advice?
My family's always giving me advice. He told me that it would be very hard work, and he got a little upset at me only because we do 4 shows a week, and we do 2 shows, 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off, and he was telling me that your body just cannot take that, and we have 9 months
of this. We've been doing 3 shows in a row sometimes as well, and having 1 day off, as opposed to the way he did it. And most other artists, they have 3 shows and 4 days off. So he was a little bit mad at me about that.
We're looking forward to your show coming to the UK very shortly. What's in it? What can we look forward to in the Janet Jackson experience?
What's in the Janet Jackson what?
Experience. What can we look forward to when you come to England?
Just a good time and a lot of dancing, a lot of fun.
It's okay to have fun, but don't forget what's going on around you. And it's basically what the album is saying. That's why we've mixed the fun songs with the songs that have a message, you know. And I've gotten great response from the kids. So many kids, even in Europe, wanting to drop out of school. Some of them did drop out. A lot of kids tried several times to commit suicide. Now they want to do something with their life. Some of them went back to school, graduated, and now want to be journalists and are getting ready to go to college, preparing to go to college. And that makes me feel so good because I worked so hard on this project and just to know that it wasn't for nothing. It reached at least one person's life. That makes me feel so good because I have saved one person's life.
I want to talk to you a bit about the Cities and Schools project that I know you've been very involved with.
Yeah, it's a dropout prevention program, and it deals from kids all the way from kindergarten to high school to college, and it's basically a lot of it has to do with the kids who have dropped out too in the past and have gone into drugs or other things and not doing anything with their lives, getting them off the streets and back into school. And I've been giving 25 cents from each ticket to this organization, and we've given them a lot of money, and it's been very successful. And I'm just really proud of it all. Kids don't realize, they hate getting up for going to school every morning. I mean, I did it. Yeah. There was a time when I wanted to drop out. I really did. And I let my grades go. And I got my report card and brought it home to my mother for her to sign it. And she seriously talked to me. And that's when I brought him back up to AB. And I want to go back to school and study business law.
Yeah?
When I get the chance, yes. That's something I definitely do want to do.
The 24-year-old singer talked exclusively to Newsround about her work. Terry Badu went to meet her.
If it's Friday, it must be London. For the last 8 months, Janet Jackson's life has been one long round of planes, trains and limousines. And at Heathrow Airport, there was no time to waste as the Rhythm Nation tour breezed into Britain. Are you excited about being here in Britain?
Yeah, I am. I really am, because like I said, it's not my first visit here in the UK. I've been here several times before, but it's my first time ever performing.
Now, you've decided to do Newsround and no other television. Why is that?
Because the kids. I love children. My entire family, we love children. And they concern me. And the kids are our future. And I'll basically do anything for kids.
A few hours from showtime, and the 100-strong crew are busy making sure the mountain of expensive equipment is in full working order.
The guys will come in early in the morning, the crew, around 3 o'clock in the morning, and start setting up the stage. And that takes 12 hours. So they'll finish 3 in the afternoon. We'll get there around 4 o'clock. I will. The dancers and the band, they'll get there around 3:30 or 3 o'clock and get into makeup. As soon as I get in, I'll get into makeup and hair, and we'll go through a sound check around 5 o'clock. Around 5:30, 6 o'clock, everyone has dinner. And after that, it's, if you have any time, we like to fool around and act silly.
Outside, the crowds have begun to arrive for the first British show, the 107th concert of the tour. On the T-shirt counter, business is brisk as the fans stock up with Janet Jackson souvenirs. It's an expensive hobby, but some people seem to think it's worth it.
She's amazing. She's a really good singer. She's everything. She's the best pop star. We love her.
Janet isn't like Michael because she's got her own way of dancing, singing. It might be alike, but she has her own way of bringing out the message in her songs.
Control of what I say, control of what I do.
Finally, after 18 hours of preparation, Janet Jackson takes center stage.
I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. When I was 17, I did what people told me. I did what my father said and let my mother mold me. But that was a long ago. Never gonna stop to get what I want. I got to have a life. Been on this for 9 months, and this is the end. And I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
September saw the release of another commercial offering, Black Cat, as well as the filming of Love Will Never Do Without You's video in a dry lake bed outside of LA. It marked a change in her appearance as she wore an updo, cropped top, and jeans exposing her toned figure. Black Cat debuted at number 37 with Billboard's review reading, La Jackson confidently struts through this scorching metallic rocker, lifted from her mega platinum opus. Living Color Axeman Vernon Reid adds a shredding guitar solo. Album Rock Radio, Are You Paying Attention? She also won the Video Vanguard Award, making her the youngest recipient of that prestigious honor.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to share this award with the following people. First of all, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Thank you guys so much for everything you've ever done. I love you guys.
She appeared in Vogue that month with shots taken by Herb Ritz and a write-up that read, in part, Janet Jackson is giggling. They brought in this snakeskin bra and they wanted me to wear it. And I said, okay, this looks nice. And I tried it on. I looked in the mirror and I looked like Dolly Parton. It had pads in it. She cups her full breast with her palms. I couldn't tuck my boobs in. They kept popping out. So they took the pads out of the bra. It fits better now. Janet, who does my hair, said, "You're gonna shock your mom." I'm calling her up right now. But Jackson's mother must be immune by now. Her baby girl, her darling dumpling, her snookums in the snakeskin bra has been smoking up the charts with Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation 1814, her funkily erotic MTV videos, and her sold-out cross-country tour featuring grinding dance routines, fireworks, and a Black Panther. 24 years old, Michael's youngest sister, Prince's alter ego, the kind of girl who likes to be in control, but still defers to a high-powered board of advisors and image makers. Janet Jackson may be the unlikeliest heroine of the 90s, a rich kid from California in thigh-high boots wearing a trademark hoop earring with a dangling key. She has taken her anti-drug, anti-bigotry, anti-illiteracy anthem to the streets, espousing a new black nation with a social conscience and a nasty jackhammer beat. The first night of the tour was the worst. Everything went wrong that night. Everything. The cat, he peed on the stage. I slipped in it. The other dancers slipped in it. The sound guys had this echo going on that would not stop. I mean, everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong. The reviews did not make her feel so good. Her success had largely been based on the tightly controlled image of her videos, and the show scored higher on visual appeal than on audio. But 4 months into the tour, by midsummer, the reviews got better and Jackson seemed to hit her groove. With her baggy blue jeans hiply ripped at the knees and her heavy black clockwork orange boots, she seems more substantial and more earthy than her ethereal brother. We're living in a very visual time right now. That's why videos are so important. Before, they really weren't. They play such an important part in the music business. The next is the live show, but the first they ever see of you is the video. Touring has been a strain. She doesn't sleep well on the road, and the work is grueling. She has licenses and product endorsements to worry about, t-shirts, watches, and examines a shirt prototype in the dressing room. "I don't like this color," she says brusquely. "It will be changed." October saw the release of another single, Love Will Never Do Without You. By the 20th, while Janet was on the European leg of her tour, Black Cat was #1. November saw Love Will Never Do Without You making its debut on the pop charts at number 89 as Janet wrapped up the Rhythm Nation tour, which was the highest grossing debut tour by an act in history, grossing $65 million internationally. It was the 5th highest grossing tour of 1990, with Janet being the only female artist on that list. At the Billboard Music Awards later that month, she racked up awards, making the Billboard Music Awards the Demita Music Awards. Her wins included Top 100 Singles Artist of the Year, Top Selling Album of the Year for Rhythm Nation, Top Selling R&B Album of the Year, Top Selling R&B Album Artist of the Year, Top Selling R&B Artist of the Year, and Top Dance Club Play Artist of the Year, among others.
Thank you very much. I love you too. Thank you very much, Danny. I'd like to thank Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Jelly Bean Johnson, Billboard, A&M Records, HK Management. I'd like to thank my mother and father and RJ. I'd also like to thank all of my fans who have supported me. All my fans who have supported me throughout my entire career. And without God, without my faith in God, I wouldn't be here today. When I first started this project 2 years ago, the idea was to make social consciousness with dance music. My dream was to affect people in a positive way. Some said it would never work. And I'm so happy that my fans have proven them all wrong.
The following month, A&M released a collection of all the Rhythm Nation videos. The album was certified quintuple platinum. By the new year, after 10 weeks on the chart, Love Will Never Do Without You was #1, meaning Janet scored #1s off Rhythm Nation in 1989, 1990, and 1991, 3 different calendar years, a first. At the AMAs, she won 3 awards: Favorite Pop Female Artist, Favorite Soul Female Artist, and Favorite Dance Artist. Alright, Escapade, and Rhythm Nation were voted most played songs at the BMI Pop Awards. She snagged a nomination for Best International Female Artist at the Brit Awards, and Cashbox named her Top Pop Single Artist Female. The Dance Music Awards nominated her for Best Dance Artist. Ebony Magazine granted her the Music Award. Accolades aside, the best measure of this era's impact is in the story of Keisha and Kaya, two high school dropouts inspired to go back to high school by the knowledge. The NAACP granted her the Greater Hartford Musical and Civil Rights Efforts Awards.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank the NAACP for the recognition and their undying efforts toward making this world a better place for all of us. And now I have something to present to you guys. This is something that I think you should have, something that belongs to you, because you've earned it, your graduation tassels. I'm really proud of you guys, and I'd just like to add one thing. I have an excerpt from the Philadelphia Tribune written by Robin L. Baylor. She writes, quote, "I still don't understand Janet's Rhythm Nation video. What can she and her foot soldiers stomping in an underground industrial plant accomplish in bringing world harmony? Nothing." Well, Miss Baylor,
Janet did her big one with Rhythm Nation. It produced the most top 5 singles off of one album and stands as the only album to produce #1 hits across 3 different calendar years. Of course, the music infused with a social consciousness that belied her relatively wealthy upbringing was the main ingredient for her success throughout this period. But the videos and short film coupled with her dancing were necessary additives. She gave us Military Girl, Mournful Lover, Rockstar. Hell, she even busted a move in a zoot suit only to turn around and give us Sexy Ingenue. Janet could do anything, honey. In February, A&M issued the final single, State of the World, as an airplay-only single in the States, where it reached #5 on the airplay chart and #9 on the dance chart. Had it been released commercially in the States, it likely would have garnered Janet another top 10. It was commercially released in Australia, Japan, and South Africa. She was nominated for 2 awards, Best Female Rock Performance and Best R&B Song at the Grammys in February, unfortunately losing both. The following month, she declined renewing her A&M contract, preferring to sign a $40 million deal with Virgin Records, meaning Janet was the highest paid musician in the business, boo.
Janet Jackson, who just a week ago signed what is reported to be a $50 million deal with Virgin Records, was honored as Humanitarian of the Year by the Starlight Foundation of Southern California, the organization that makes wishes come true for seriously ill children. Brother Michael did not attend the black tie event, but brothers Tito, Randy, and Jackie, along with sister Reba and mother Catherine, did.
13 months later, instead of recording a new album, she began work in a medium no Jackson had found major success. And action! Film. Director John Singleton, known for Boys in the Hood, wrote a role in the screenplay Poetic Justice about a young woman mourning the sudden death of her ex-boyfriend, intended only for Janet. Yes, Jada Pinkett and Lisa Bonet auditioned, but it was Demita, wearing long braids, which were a collaborative idea, who stood before Singleton's camera in the Cali heat come July 1993. Oh, and she was to co-star with Tupac.
Comes in and he sees a beautiful girl and he's a flirt and he decides to flirt with her. And you see how Justice reacts to him flirting with her.
Y'all don't get number bips.
Automatically, the chemistry was amazing.
Why you so mad?
We knew we had something.
You must ain't got no man because you always angry.
We saw those two together. We like, wow.
What do you want with me?
I mean, you fly. Your number, something.
It's a dance. You know, you see 2 young people, male and female, and they're circling each other.
What's your name, baby?
Lucky.
Come here, Lucky.
He leans into her as he flirts with her.
Just cut the bullshit, okay, baby?
And then she flirts back and plays with him.
What do you really want from me?
Janet was really, really into this. She kind of touches herself and she's seducing him.
You want to smell my cootie cat, baby?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here?
Jesse. What? Come here for a minute.
She's actually playing with him. Her decision to do that basically elevates it to another whole level because you don't know the joke is coming.
You want to smell my punani? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Should we let him? I think so. Come here.
Crazy black bitches.